Hi crafty friends, Monique here with Grace and Tattered Lace, and we are going to make a little cute pumpkin garden project. I hope you guys are all doing well today. I'm here in Southern California and it is going to be another scorcher of a day here. Just trying to get a few things done, getting ready to go and see some friends this afternoon, so I thought I'd jump on and do a little project with you guys. Make sure as you come on, you let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching a replay, let me know you're watching the replay. Love to know that you're watching. Good morning, Miss Stephanie. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to do a little pumpkin garden project. I have here a pallet board that I got from Walmart. We're going to make use of one of these cute little garden fence thingamajiggers, I don't know what they're called, from Dollar Tree. We're going to make use of that, and we're going to use some pumpkins, and we're going to dress them up a little bit and make them beautiful. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Brenda. I started one already, and so we're going to do this. We're going to make a tiered pumpkin in our pumpkin patch garden, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I'm a little delirious still. Good morning, good morning. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Let me grab some gloves because I'm going to get my stain out. Okay. All right. I hope you guys are all doing well today. I appreciate you guys jumping on and spending some time with me this morning, that you have a nice cup of coffee. I brought mine down, but my craft table is full of stuff and I don't really have a place to put it. Good morning, Pamela. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. So those of you that just jumped on, good morning, Beverly. We're going to make a cute pumpkin garden. We're going to use this little fence from Dollar Tree. I have a pallet board that I've got from Walmart, and we have some pumpkins. This is what it looked like, some pumpkins that came from Dollar Tree. So we're going to slice them in half, we're going to dress them up a little bit, we're going to make them with some little tiered pumpkins. What did I do with my little, these? We have some little pots, little seedling pots. These are those biodegradable seeding pots. So we're going to use these, and we're going to make it nice and pretty. So first things first, I want to do is I want to stain this, and then we're going to put some colors on top of it, and then paint it with white and give it that vintagey look that I like. Let me get my paintbrush. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. It is going to be very hot here again today. I am in California. Friday we were at 108. I have no idea what yesterday was. I never went outside. You're going to go watch your son skydive. Ooh, wow, fun, Brenda. We actually have, right here by my house, we have a lot of skydiving going on here. So, happens all the time. The planes fly over our schools, actually. Alright, so I'm just going to put some stain on the front of this. We're going to wipe it off with a baby wipe. And I might just grab my baby wipe now and see if I can carry some of the stain over. This is a little bit dry, so it might be absorbing some of this stain a little bit more than normal. Not a baby wipe. I have Clorox wipes. I don't know why. I always call them baby wipes, but a baby wipe will work just as well. This just happens to be what I have sitting on my desk. Alright, so we're just going to wipe this off so that it's not quite so dark. And then we'll do the other side. I have never been skydiving. Anybody else been skydiving? Never been in a hot balloon either. We have that on the other side of me. I kind of live a little bit near a smaller wine country, and they do a lot of hot air balloons out there. And some of the little cities that surround us where they have a lot of open areas, they do also. Okay. All right. There we go with this. Now, some of you know that I like to do this. Some of you might be new. Thank you for joining me if you're new. I like to put some paint on top of this. Let me get a plate. So I like to put a little bit of paint kind of scattered throughout, and then we kind of do the chippy look with the Vaseline and let some of the colors peek through that white. So since we're doing fall, I kind of thought I would go with some fall colors. I have a little orange here. This one is, oh, which one is this one? This one is Pumpkin by Waverly. This one is, no idea, it doesn't say the color. This one does not have a color, you guys. It's a green color. It's a beautiful, like, greenish color, kind of like a darker mossy color, I guess. Has maybe like a little bit of teal in it. And then I have a Golden Sunset by Apple Barrel. You keep having trouble playing the video. Oh, Stephanie, I'm so sorry you're having problems. And you guys, I couldn't figure out how to turn my camera around so that you guys things weren't backwards. So I have to play around with that and figure that out. Yesterday I tried to do that and I turned off your guys' volume. Okay, so I don't have any rhyme or reason on how I do this, you guys. I just kind of put it all over. The look that I'm trying to get is when I use the Vaseline and give that chippy look. I want it to be kind of like an old, you know, fence that's been painted several times, and then the chippy is showing and all the colors kind of show through. Alright, so then we're going to paint over this, white. Let me clean my brush real quick. Alright, let me get the dryer and dry this so that we can paint this, and we'll set this off to the side. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know why you guys are having some problems. I keep having to touch my screen to unfreeze it. I wonder if there's a problem with Facebook right now. Alright. I wonder if this particular internet provider, maybe it's my internet. Alright. Good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are all doing well. We're making a cute little pumpkin garden patch. For those of you that just came on, we're going to use this little fence. We're going to attach it to our pallet board here, and we're going to use some pumpkins. I've already done one, but I will definitely show you guys how to do the other one because we're going to make two. And I cannot get this yellow to dry very quick. I'm going to turn this on high for just a moment. I apologize. This yellow does not want to dry. Anybody have any of those little garden fences left over from spring? I managed to pick up a few that were left in the garden section at Dollar Tree. apologize. Apple Barrel paint, Apple Barrel paint, while they have some nice colors, it tends to take a lot longer to dry because it's not chalk paint, it's acrylic. That's why I really like my chalk paints. Alright, so now we're going to coat this with some white. I'm going to put some Vaseline underneath so that we can chip it. So we're just going to take some Vaseline. I have a little palette knife that I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to put some Vaseline kind of sporadically throughout. Right on the wrong side. All right. Let's put that off to the side, and then let's put some white paint on here. This is just a little palette board that I got from Walmart. They come in different sizes, and sometimes they come painted white, sometimes not, but sometimes I like to just do my own thing with them. Hope you guys are having a fabulous day. Hopefully you guys are able to get your connection to work. Is anybody still having problems with it freezing? A little bit of yellow is streaking. That darn yellow was being a little stubborn, but that's all right. Good morning, good morning. Make sure you let me know where you're watching from as you pop on, and thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys have a fabulous day. Anybody doing anything fun today? I'm going to head out to the Orange County area, which is where Disneyland is at. I'm not going to be near Disneyland, but I'm meeting some friends from college. We're going to have some brunch. I guess it's more like lunch, but haven't seen them in a while, and so we're just going to meet up and catch up and see how everybody's doing. I'm painting sideways, guys, because this is a palette board and the wood is going kind of that sideways direction. Need a little more paint. Alright, we're making a pumpkin garden. If you're just jumping on, we're going to use this little fence and we're going to make a little pumpkin trio like it's sitting in a garden. Almost done, and we will dry it and then we will chip this. Alright, let's get the dryer out. Let's try this. Okay. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys have a nice big cup of coffee and sitting back and enjoying the morning. It's still morning here where I'm at. 10:20. I'm sorry, 8:20. I know some of you guys are probably a little bit ahead of me. Alright, getting close. Good morning, my friend Sue. Thank you for coming on. What's the weather like where everyone is at today? It is going to be hot here. Alright, so when you're doing this, you don't want to use too high of a heat when you put the Vaseline, because it will melt the Vaseline and it becomes more liquefied than you want it to be. We're almost dry here. Alright, so this is what we have so far, you guys. We're going to take the spatula and we're going to, I got to get some glue off of here. We're going to chip this away, chip that Vaseline off where we put the Vaseline. Hopefully this is going to work. I've got some hot glue on here. Might make things a little different than normal. And so remember, my palette board is going sideways, so I want to go sideways. I want to go with the grain of the wood. I have to turn this so I can make this better. I like how the colors peek through on this, you guys. I want it to look like that old fence outside. Right. Clean that off in the trash can there. Alright, there we go. 102 in Oklahoma. Oh goodness, Sue, you're about the same as me, my friend. You guys probably have a lot more humidity than we do. Actually, we have a lot of humidity here right now too. The mountains areas are supposed to be getting rain all week, so fortunately we won't get any rain to help with the humidity that we have right here. All right, there we go. You see how the colors just kind of peek through there. Alright, I want to paint this fence, so I'm going to set this off to the side for a moment. We're going to cut our fence. Actually, I need to know the size. Last time I did one of these, I cut the fence before I was on with you guys, and where are those scissors at? Scissors! My scissors are buried, you guys. There they are. I wanted to show you guys how easy these little fences are actually to cut. So it's going to be right here at this seam. So I'm just going to cut right down this. I'm going to cut this off first. And then I'm just going to cut right down this little seam where the fence it meets up here. Facebook is being crazy so far today. Yeah, Sue, that's what people are saying, that they're having some problems with Facebook and it was freezing the video feed. Alright. And there we go. I'm going to cut these little connectors off here. Sorry you guys are having so many problems. I'm glad to know it's not my connection. It sounds like it's Facebook. I did notice that I didn't have too many messages and notifications in Facebook this morning. I'm a little crooked there. Alright. Okay, there we go. Now we've cut this down to fit right here on the top of our palette board. And then I have the other half to do something else with. Okay, so I don't want this to be completely solid white, so I'm just going to kind of easily brush this so that it's not completely solid colored white. Again, I want it to have that vintagey look to it. I like that vintage look. Worn, used, kind of, I like it to be a kind of like a farmhouse vintage. All right, that was easy enough. See how easy that was, you guys? There we go. All right, now let's do our pumpkins while this dries, and I'll have to pull out the dryer for that. I'm going to set this off to the side. Hopefully it doesn't fall my little bucket of water. All right, let's do our pumpkin. Okay, so let's do this pumpkin. This pumpkin was one of these pumpkins that I got from Dollar Tree. Good morning, Debbie. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a pumpkin that I got from Dollar Tree. I, of course, pulled the little top off. I've cut it in half. This one was actually, believe it or not, even it has burlap on it. It was very easy to cut in half. I poked my knife in there just to kind of give it a hole, and then took my scissors to just kind of trim the burlap, and then took my knife the rest of the way to cut it. Okay, and I used this beautiful lace that I got from Joann's. It's so pretty. You guys, it came in multiple colors. It came in this beautiful lavender and this kind of like a little bit of a burnt orange color. It's so beautiful. And it has like a little shimmer to it. Okay, so let me just cut some strips here of this lace. I think I used 3 pieces. One was a little bit longer than the other. Alright, so then I just hot glued this on, you guys. I just took, aren't they beautiful, Debbie? Oh my gosh, you didn't know. How did I not know what it is? Technology. Oh, it's okay, Debbie. I'm in California. I'm about an hour outside of Disneyland. And then the other direction, I'm about an hour away from San Diego. Okay, so I started it so that you can see this lace has a nice little scalloped edge, and then it has a straight edge. So I made sure that I had my scalloped edge going the same direction on all of them. And I just put some hot glue around the edge, all the way up to the top and the bottom. Oh, this one is short. How did I get this one so short? I must have moved it. That's all right. We're not going to see the bottom. Get my handy dandy finger protector here. Okay, so there we have it like that. Laguna Hills. Oh my gosh, Debbie, you're very close to me. Okay, I'm just over the mountain from you. Over the Ortega Highway. Alright, so here I just took this and kind of bunched it like this a little bit, and then I'm going to fold this in like that. But I'm going to go inwards instead of outwards. Kind of folded it in to kind of help taper the look down the sides. And then I'll do the same thing here. We're going to fold it in up there like so. And before I forget too much here, as you can see, this particular one, some of the other ones that I've cut in half weren't so messy. This one is pretty messy when I cut it, and so I actually covered it with just a piece of scrap cardstock, because I just didn't want the styrofoam to be all over the place. Michigan. Oh, what's the weather like in Michigan, Amanda? So I just put some hot glue on here. Random all over. And I just covered the back. We're not going to see the back because it's going to be on the board, but I just don't want styrofoam to be popping out all the time if it was to be, you know, moved just a little bit. And then I'm just going to trim this here. It's still a little hot. Okay. All right, so there we go. You can use any. This just happens to be a scrap piece that I left over from yesterday. It doesn't have to be, you know, matchy fall because you're not going to see it. 60 degrees there. Oh my word! It is. Holy cow! In August, it's only 60 degrees. Woo! I'd be in trouble. Oh, hello, Tammy from Louisiana. What is your weather like? I bet you're hot and humid. All right, so then we'll put this one down. So just want to kind of overlap them just a little bit. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining us, Neen. I hope I said that right. Because I'm having a heat wave going on. If I get all red, you know why. Alright, so there we go. Like so. And then I'm going to put this next one right over the top. And we'll worry about getting the edges in just a minute. For the top and the bottom. And then we're just going to tuck this behind because we're not going to, the back is not going to be seen, so we're not too worried about what the back looks like. You definitely want to use your little rubber finger protectors for something like this, you guys, because you're really getting in that hot glue. Okay. All right, there we go. There we have that. Okay. Get all that down. Now, the next thing that I did is I added this little beautiful little braided piece here. 99 degrees, very humid. It's supposed to be 100 for the rest of the week, so ready for. Oh gosh, you know, Tammy, same here. We're going to be over 100 as well. Humid. It is definitely humid. Oh yeah, the lace is beautiful, isn't it, Debbie? I got this at Joann's. It was in the spring collection, and it was 75% off, you guys. And it was, let me tell you how much it was to begin with. I got so many. They actually have a smaller one. So it was $9.99, 75% off. Somebody could do the math and tell me how much that was, because I don't remember. But it was very cheap. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I did, but I've already done a lot because it took quite a bit. So I just braided some pieces together. So what I did was I have some twine pieces here, and there's about, I don't know, about 9 or so pieces of twine. $2.99. Even, can you even imagine that? $2.99 for this piece. It does not tell me how many yards are on here, but there's quite a bit. Totally worth $2.99 because it is beautiful. Texas. Oh yes, welcome to Texas. Hot there too, I'm sure. Okay, so about 9 strands of twine, and then I have a muslin, and a colored piece, and then I just braided them. I definitely had to have something heavy on top of it to hold it in place, but just tied it with a piece of twine. Or this one actually I think has a piece of fabric. So you're just going to put it down, put something heavy on it to hold it, and then kind of separate your strings out. I like that. I know it doesn't matter, but I like the colored one to start in the middle. And then you're just going to braid it all the way down. And then you get those nice pretty colors inside. Just like so. And you know, you could probably do this with just fabric, no twine. But I saw something very similar. Actually, I saw one at Hobby Lobby. It did not have the fabric in it, and it had a very large braid piece to it. I just didn't have that much twine to do mine. So I thought, why not add some fabric? That would probably fill it up a little bit. Okay, so there we go. There's that. Let me just tie this off. Get this off. Where is it? But just tie it off because you're going to glue this down, so don't really worry about what you're using to tie it. You can use a piece of fabric, you can use a piece of twine. Alright, let me get my protector back on. Okay, so now we're just going to take this. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me, Sherry. We're going to take this and put it in between the grooves of your pumpkin. So how do we have the grooves? We're just going to put it right through where those grooves would be, now that we've covered it up. And all the way to the top. So I'm going to make sure that this is hanging over a little bit so I can trim that off. There we go, one piece already. Okay. And then you're going to trim this and then make sure that you have some glue down on those twine and the fabric so that it doesn't, you know, come apart. Doesn't fray on you. Just like so. Look, isn't that beautiful, you guys? Whew, got a piece of glue. Alright, let's do this. We're going to use this big piece that I have here. We'll get this all the way down. I think it just gives this so much character. It's really pretty. And it takes it away from that just your basic ho-hum Dollar Tree pumpkin. Alright. Hopefully I have enough here. Almost there. Oh, you guys keep coming in and out. I'm sorry. It looks like the internet is really, Facebook is really having some complications. That's just too bad. I might have to make one more piece. Might not have maybe enough. Okay. Hopefully we can make this stretch. We might be able to. Alright, so I wanted to make sure that I get it on the sides as well, you guys. Just to give it that finished look. Yes, honey. My honey's here to double check and make sure that everything's okay. He never comes down here unless I'm on live, you guys.
Yes, I do.
Are you going to come and help me?
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do?
Put this in the back of that.
Oh, he's gonna give me some abstract stuff to put on the back of this, you guys. No. That's for another project, Darren. Another project, some other day. Okay, all right. Last piece. Oh my gosh, I just made it with the skin of my teeth, you guys.
She wants to go.
Yes, yesterday he came down with the giant box that I had pulled out from upstairs and tried to put it right back here behind me. There's no space at all for it to go, and I thought, what in the world are you planning on doing with that giant box? I really think he wants to come on live with me, guys. I'm gonna have to pull him on here one of these days. He wants to get in here. Okay, let's trim this. I will tell him, Debbie, I will tell him. Sometimes he jumps in from upstairs and jumps on mine. So you guys, if he jumps on you, feel free to interact with him. All right, there we go. Now we have those two done. Now this is going to be the tricky part. I was kind of planning on putting this one on top, but this one has stuffing inside. So we're going to see how this turns out. I don't know. I didn't want to do this one because I wanted for you guys to see how it worked out and if it could be done or not. So I'm going to pull his little stem out. I've got some more cardstock here because this probably, most definitely, we're going to need to put some cardstock on the back of this little guy. So I'm hoping that we can cut this guy and his stuffing doesn't fall out. So let's see. I better use some better scissors. Let's see what happens. All right. Hey, it didn't work. That's not too bad, you guys. Thank you so much, Pam. I appreciate it. Pamela, I don't know if you want to go by Pam or Pamela, but thank you. Okay, so definitely, that is super cute. We're going to put some cardstock on the back of that to keep his stuffing inside. Just happens to be a scrap piece I had sitting around. I appreciate you guys sprinkling. I am a new creator online, and so any support you guys can give me, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming here. Oh, thank you, Pamela. I like to build on other people's ideas and kind of go with it and add a little bit to it. I don't like to copy what other people do, but I do like to use their ideas as inspiration to kind of come up with my own thoughts. So as you will see, that a lot of the things that I do are very different and a little unique. Okay, there we go. We're probably going to have to cut that down a little bit because I don't want it to poke out when we put it down. I don't know if you guys saw my the Scarecrow trio that I did the other day. I actually had started out, so there we go, better. And we'll put some moss on here to kind of cover that up on the top. I had started out wanting to make a trio ghost. And that morning I made a ghost, and it was hideous, you guys, hideous. And I sat on it and thought, I don't think I can do this because it looks horrible. And when I came back downstairs to my craft room, Tattered Designs was actually making a ghost trio, and it was gorgeous and beautiful, and I thought, oh my gosh, well there went my idea because I don't like to copy everybody. So I had to come up with something different, which is why I came up with the scarecrows. But look at, you guys, this was my hideous ghost. Please don't laugh at me. Yes, he looks horrible. So that is how my Scarecrow trio came to fruition, because I was trying to come up with a different solution to what I had planned. Okay, this one might be a little bit more challenging. I might have to take some of this stuffing out. Okay. I need some more glue. need some more glue. Thank you. He's pretty bad. Oh, Sue, I'm sorry you had to go away for a little while. Yeah, he's pretty bad, you guys. He was on a stand. I had him on a stand and everything. He was all ready to go. I just kind of set him off to the side and was thinking, I have to ponder on this because I don't like him. He looks horrible. And after what I saw, what she did over at Tatter Designs, I was very thankful that I didn't do them because hers were just absolutely beautiful. Okay. This one is probably going to need to have the stuffing. You can see the stuffing a little bit on the side. So when I put this on, I'm probably going to have to make his moss come down a little bit to cover up those seams. My glue is not dry. Guys, I've got hot glue all over my scissors. It's a good thing I have about 500 pairs of these. Look at this. Years ago, I did some volunteer work at a live-in drug facility for teenagers, and I used to go in and do crafts with them, and so I have a million scissors because they did not have scissors there, and I had to, they had to be checked out by the residents, and they had to be turned back in, and so they each had their own pair. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Good. Hi, Nancy. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. He wasn't. He was cool. Oh, thank you, Mean. I appreciate your kind words, but I just did not like him. Okay, you guys, I'm not 100% sure about this little guy. He's got too much stuffing, I think. The other one went on so easily. I might have to do a different piece. Okay, let's try this one again. I took some stuffing out. Might have to get another piece of cardstock. Because I didn't plan. Sometimes that's what happens with crafting. It just doesn't go as planned. Let's try again. Okay. Alright, this time I'm going to try to let them dry a little bit more this time. Thank you, Debbie. I really enjoy the scarecrows, you know, and as I was developing them, just more thoughts just kept coming to my head as I started building their cute little clothes and adding suspenders and pockets and patches and stuff. That was a lot of fun. All right. Okay, this one's looking better. So if you guys do this, when you cut them in half, definitely the first one, there's like a little piece of, I think that looks like elastic on this one. I must have snipped the elastic and it didn't carry over to this one. Definitely you're going to have to remove some batting on one of them because I think what happened is most of the batting might have went onto the other one side. Okay, much better. All right, there we go. Look at that. All right, let's do, and so now we have one more pumpkin. We're going to do this little guy. That was one of these little guys that came from Dollar Tree. It came in a 3-pack. They have multiple colors of these. So I just cut it in half and I added some muslin to the top with a stem and some moss. And so we're going to cover this little guy up. Let's see if I have enough here, if I need another string. Might have to get another one. Alright, so I just have some muslin that I've torn into strips. This one's, it's really, really thin. Actually, it might need a little wider. Let's use this one. let's use this piece and then we'll add with the other one. Probably gonna need it anyhow. All right, same thing that we did with the lace on the other guy. We're just gonna put some glue down and cover it completely. So, you guys, I found the stems, the tree sticks at Dollar Tree. I don't know if you guys have found any at your Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree does not have a plus section. I'm super bummed because when we were in Tennessee before we decided to move back to California, the Dollar Trees there had the plus section and they had some super, super cute things there. I'm so bummed that I haven't found any here, but I did hear that they were doing, it's a tester that they're doing, and they're only doing it in 500 locations. Of course, it doesn't seem that any of the California locations do. I'm headed out to a different area today, so I'm going to stop by one there to see if they have any. But I've been to every location near my house, and none of them have the plus section. But I will show you in a minute the stems that I was able to get that are at the regular Dollar Tree, so you guys can see if you can find them at your Dollar Tree. At mine, they were not with the fall section. Surprisingly, I thought they would be. But they were on the crafting aisle, and they were on the opposite side of like where all of like the wood stuff is. It was on the side that has the floral foams, the glass marbles, you know, the filling stones and stuff like that. It was on that side of the aisle. So hopefully you guys can find some there. Also, the little cute little I don't know if anybody has seen these small little scented brooms. That will be super cute for making some witch stuff. That was on that side of the aisle also. Okay, I think one more piece and this guy will be complete. So I'm just gluing it from top to bottom, going in strips. Yeah, so a lot of you guys are new to joining me. I've lived in California my entire life. My husband and I decided, not this past July, I don't remember, last school year, July, we sold our house, we moved to Tennessee. I absolutely loved it there. But I was working virtually and I wasn't making any friends, meeting anybody, and my husband did not like his job, and so we decided to move back to California. So we've had quite a journey. All right, so guys, these are the stems that I got. They have two different kinds, two different sizes. This one seems to have a little bit longer stems, a little skinnier and longer, and then this one has more of your smaller, squattier, a little bit chunkier stems. So I'm just going to find one. I think this one will work. That is a little bit shorter because we have a small pumpkin. They come in two sizes. I got two separate bags. All right, we're going to glue our stem on here, like so. And then we're going to put a little Spanish moss on there. We're getting super close, you guys. Which one did I use? I used this one. So this one came from Dollar Tree. I put this on the pumpkin, on the small pumpkin. We'll put some on this guy. right. I can see you guys are still having problems going in and out. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? That cute little tiny little pumpkin? Alright, let's get our piece back up here. Now that we have all of our pumpkins made, let's get our board. Make sure my hanger is on the right side. Thank you, Debbie. I think that's not the one we painted. I think they're really cute too. Okay, so now we're going to glue this little guy down here onto the board. I actually wanted to put some moss behind it. Well, I have this moss. I got this moss from Joann's as well. I like this one a little bit better than the Dollar Tree one for bigger projects like this. I just want it to look like it's really truly a little garden, so we're going to put some moss behind it, and then we're going to glue this down. We'll kind of fluff it if we need to. And then we're going to use some, I'm going to put some E6000 on this, you guys, with my hot glue because I want to make sure that it doesn't come off. Sometimes these plastic things tend to not stick so well. Let's see. What are you asking, gorgeous? Where did you get the board? Debbie, I got the board at Walmart. It's a pallet board. They come in the brown unfinished, and then they have one that's whitewashed. They have all different sizes. I really like it. There's so many things that you can do with it. I've even just stenciled straight on here. The downfall when trying to stencil straight onto this one is that sometimes the wood doesn't align properly, and so it's really hard to get your stencil on there evenly and not have your chalk paste seep through. So when you get one, and if you plan on using a stencil on it, you definitely want to look at how the pieces are aligned, and if you can get a stencil on there evenly without having any lift. All right. There we go. Probably going to have to put some more glue down underneath it, and I'm probably going to have to use some little clamps to hold it for a minute. Some more glue. Oh, I'm almost out of glue sticks. I need to get glue sticks, you guys. Anybody ever get any of those cute little clamps from Dollar Tree? This is when times like that, those come in really handy to help hold things down. Alright, so I get these little clamps at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to clamp this and hold this. Hopefully they won't go that far. They might not. The fence kind of makes it harder to get on. And it might not work, you guys. Darn it. Not going to work. So I will have to hold this until it dries. It's a little too thick for those, but I have a million of them in larger, much larger ones out in the garage. Alright, let's hold this down. So now we're gonna put these here, like so. We're gonna add our pumpkins. Like so. And we're gonna put some moss in between, and then we're gonna add one more little thing to the top. So let's get these glued down. We're gonna add some more moss in our buckets and around our pumpkins. We might add some greenery. Let's glue this guy down. There is one. We'll glue this one down. Might need some more glue on my fence, you guys. Yeah, definitely need some more glue over here. Let's see. Looks good. All right, let's glue this little guy down. I hope I have enough glue, you guys. I'm really close to not having any more glue sticks. There's that guy. Let's put some moss in between. Put this guy on. Make sure you get your pumpkin going the right direction. A little more moss. And we'll put this guy on. Look at what we have so far, you guys. Isn't that cute? Thank you so much, King, for coming in. Sorry. Well, hello, Stephanie with the Vintage Pebble. Thank you for joining me. We're making a garden pumpkin. Let's get this next guy glued in. What did I drop? My pumpkin. Let me pick my pumpkin up before I run him over with my chair. Oh, I might make it with glue sticks, you guys. I'm down to 3. Alright, so we're going to put some more hot glue on the back of this guy. Some of them just don't fit in the glue gun right. Which is why I bought myself a new glue gun. But I wore the battery out yesterday and I didn't know if this project would hold the battery long enough. Okay. Alright, now we're going to put this little guy on. Oh, we need some moss. The life of the party is here, Stephanie. I'm not as energetic as Stephanie, you guys. I'm sorry. Oops, that was the top. Okay. Put the glue on the top instead of the bottom, and alright, so now there we have it. Yes, I can, Stephanie. Alright. I'm going to put a little bit of moss on the side here to kind of cover up this little guy's. Try to cover that paper up a little bit that I trimmed the back on. Ooh. Okay. All right. One seems to be a little taller than the other. That's all right. Okay, there we go. There we have so far what we have. Woo, I think I just knocked this guy off because he was crooked. All right. Okay, I have one more thing to add to you guys. We're going to add one thing right here. Let me get this mess out of the way. We are going to add a little stencil something to put here. I'm going to set this off to the side really quick. And I don't want all this moss all over my stencil. Okay, so I have this stencil here, grateful. We're going to use the word grateful, and I think I'm going to put some of these leaves around it. So first we're going to do the leaves, and then we'll put the word grateful. And I just want to see how big I need to make this. Let's cut this down first. Alright, so this is just muslin fabric that I've torn into strips, and we're just going to use a small piece of this. And I'm going to probably have to trim some of the top off once we get it done. So I'm going to use that leaf right there. And when you're doing fabric, you can use ink or chalk paste. Since I'm not planning on washing this, I'm not planning on wearing it, I don't need necessarily ink. And this color, what color is this? Rose gold shimmer, I think. Shimmer rose gold. Alright, I just want to do some leaf just to give it a little bit of dimension in the back of the word grateful. So I'm just going to pull this through really quick. I don't necessarily need to have all of it, I just wanted to have some extra ump to the back. Okay. We're just going to pull that off. I'm going to set this off to the side because I want to dry this because I want to put grateful right over the top of that. And there we go. You guys, this would work really well with a stamp I've searched high and low for my stamps and I cannot find them. They're still in a box somewhere. I don't know which box and I don't know where. If it's upstairs in my storage room or in my garage. But I have some beautiful stamps. Regular rubber stamps. I have some stamps from IOD. I have transfers from IOD. The rub-on transfers, and I just can't find them. Okay, now I'm just going to put the word grateful right over the top of this. And we're going to use black ink for that, or black chalk paste for that. And then we're going to glue this down, and then we're going to be done with this little cute little project, you guys. Put the lid back on, and now we're going to use some black chalk paste. And we're just going to do the word grateful. I'm not going to get the lines. So I have to be very careful because there is a line right underneath, but the R kind of twirls right between them. I probably should put my glasses on because I cannot see very good. Just pulling the chalk paste through, and then we're going to put the rest back in the container because we don't need it. And we don't want to waste it. And just make sure that you get all of the screen area covered. Okay, and this one I'm going to pull up a little slower to make sure I got all of the lettering. And I missed that. Oh shoot. Of course, the last letter. I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to touch that back up with my hand, you guys. I will do that later. The L did not, of course it was the last letter and I couldn't see it until I pulled it off. Oh, goodness. All right. It's beautiful. All right, I'm going to put this in my water off to the side while I finish this up. Actually, this is what I like to do, you guys. I like to do this better than putting it in water. I'm going to put it right back on its sheet with a wipey right behind all of the ink. And I'm going to put another one right over the top. Normally if I had my spritzer here, I would spritz this with water and let it sit while I finish. But I think I left my spritzer upstairs. So I'm just going to set this off to the side. Pretend like I'm spritzing this with water. And then I can go back and wipe it with the wipe, and instead of putting it inside the sink with water. I don't know, I just feel like it cleans up so much easier. Okay, so here we go with that. Okay. Yeah, that one's a really pretty one, Debbie. I'm just going to touch it up with the dryer really quick. You can see where I kind of miss a little bit of the L. I can just take my a paintbrush and put it in my chalk paste and just kind of fill the lines in just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to attach this to the top. This is dry enough for me to... I'm going to take off a little piece of this. It's a little high on the top. There we go. Now we evened it out a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to glue this on here like so. gonna have to kind of get it underneath my pumpkin stems a little bit to bring it down. Go. All right, and then I wanted to give it just one more thing to finish it off, and I was thinking to do some little rusty stars. Kind of give it that vintage, farmy look that I like. What do you guys think? I think I like that. All right. Let's get these on, and then we will be done with this cute little project. Now, you have to be very careful if you're using metal and hot glue, because it does heat up really, really fast, you guys. So be careful not to burn yourself. It gets hotter than the hot glue. So I try to hold one little corner and be very quick and gentle. If you hold the points, it helps, but the points do get hot also. All right, look at that, you guys. What do you guys think? I think it's cute. It's different. I might need to straighten it out a little bit. Might be a little crooked. It's hard to tell from the camera. Anyway, yeah, this guy's a little crooked. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hi, Rose, my friend Rose. I haven't seen you in forever. I need to make my way out there to Orange County and watch you guys. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching me make this project. I hope you learned a new technique, a new thing to do, and that you create a cute project for yourself. If you do, please go by my sharing group and post a picture and share with others so we can inspire each other to make new projects. If you guys enjoyed this, please tatter this across Facebook for me. Help me grow my little page. I appreciate it, and I wish you guys a fabulous day. Bye.